category, the Stanley Cup Trail, if all teams leading 3-1 in the East win their series today, these would be the matchups. 3 of the top 4 teams would be gone. Same pattern as the last couple of years. Philadelphia, the top seed, would then meet the New York Rangers, and it would be the New Jersey Devils, the 5th seed going in, home ice advantage against the Washington Capitals. That's if those teams all clinch today. As far as the West picture, one game today's at Reunion Arena. The Red Wings, trying to knock out Dallas in 4 straight, would assure Detroit a second-round playoff for only the second time, amazing though it seems, since 1988. The other time they did it was 1992 when they took out the Stars in dramatic fashion. Well, we're set for Game 5. It's the Quebec Nordiques and the New York Rangers. Let's get to the broadcast booth. Bob, Dick, and John.
And a good afternoon again, everybody. While the Rangers feel an early lead, will be all it takes to finish the series today. They better remember the Nordiques will be fighting for their lives. They're far from done yet, and we're underway. Willanen, Lefebvre, Simon, Basson, and Deadmarsh starting for Quebec. The Rangers, Joey Koser in there forechecking. He's on with Messier and Graves. Through center ice, Perry Fraser is the referee in the hockey game. Basson takes the puck deep in the Rangers' zone. Flies in against the boards harmlessly. Deadmarsh across in front of the net. Rangers will bring it out. Long lead pass. Messier was up there alone. It was nowhere near him. And that is an icing call against New York. Replaced Glenn Healy to start the second period of Game 4, did Mike Richter. He was great. Saved the game when he robbed Sakic with just over 5 minutes to play in the third. And what can you say about Jocelyn Thibault? Just 20 years of age, withstanding tremendous pressure in Game 4, only to lose that heartbreaker in New York. There's Mr. Fraser, the referee for tonight's game.
Chris Simon, who hasn't done much hitting in this series, hits Karpatsev with a good early check. And Adam Graves came over, and Simon and Graves had words, but that's when Simon is most effective. And Dick, we haven't seen a whole lot of that from him in this series.
But in a physical series, the Rangers would dearly love to get some time off because they're a battered bunch. They do not have Jeff Lukaboom, and he will be missed.
Forsberg, number 21 for Quebec, in on the draw against Nemchinov. Forsberg won it. Laukkonen takes it to the corner, back of the net, centered it. Richter had to cover up at the side of the goal. And the Rangers quickly get the puck out over the line. Quebec. The old saying goes, their backs to the wall. Coming first, but now down 3-1. Lead pass won't work. Laukkonen threw it away at center ice. Rangers are offside. Nemchinov was a little bit late getting outside the line.
Kovalev touched the puck. The fans were booing. You mentioned it, Dick. Jeff Bukaboon's out, so Karpatsev will get a lot more ice time. The forward lines stay the same. Koser sometimes plays with Graves and Messier. Mattias Nordstrom is in, the 23-year-old. Played 9 games for the Rangers during the regular season, and he's taking Jeff Bukaboon's place. Jeff is along on the trip, and he's just a little dizzy this morning, so they're not taking any chances.
Well, you know, he's a stand-up kind of a guy. Not their top defenseman, not their most publicized defenseman, but a handy kind of a guy to have in behind the likes of Leach and Zubov.
And that was Zubov shooting the puck in for New York. He's number 21. He's having a great series for the Rangers. Messier, talking about players having great series. Messier, the leader, I think ever since he joined the league. Meant to be a captain. Lefebvre back and again. The Rangers slow, getting it going. Icing once more.
Taking a look at the Nordiques setup here, they have a newcomer, Rennie Corbet, in the lineup. He's only 21 years of age. A high draft pick, second-round high in 1991. Has been playing his pro hockey in Cornwall. Here's the defense, an extra man dressed, and you notice Curtis Leschyshyn back in the lineup. Claude Lapointe is out of the lineup. Leschyshyn is in, and he is on the ice right now, John. They have missed him. He tried it the one game, was obviously struggling a bit, but he's out here in this do-or-die, to use the old cliche, effort here for Quebec. He was their best defenseman this season. Hardly played in this series.
From the face-off in the Ranger zone, Clark, his shot doesn't get through. Bounced through a pair of legs and just missed the far post as it was deflected. Clark didn't get all of it. Thibault is out of the net. Rangers are in on the puck. And Clark steals it. Coming out with Kovalenko to his left. Clark reaching forward. He was bumped at the blue line, having made a pretty good play to get in. Farmer. Hero in game 4 for New York. Scoring in overtime. He didn't get going either, and the puck is over the glass into the crowd. While Scott Russell is busy again early this afternoon, he is now with Pierre Lacroix.
Here you had a goal disallowed in Game 4, and then you made an appeal. That was disallowed because the NHL says there's no mechanism for that. Your reaction to that?
Well, our reaction, we expected to have the victory back. That was the intention, and now just for the principle of it, we're convinced that we had the right to win the game. But what can we do? We have to focus on next game right now.
It's an emotionally charged atmosphere, not only because of the future of the series, but the future of the city and hockey here. Tell us what it's like for you in that atmosphere.
Well, we made sure before the playoffs that everybody would agree to support our intention to be part of this city. And, our intention's been always towards to back up the fans and the people here, but the focus was made on the players. Not to worry with that. It's out of our control. Our owner is taking care of this.
Mark Crawford was saying before the game today, they talk about not working or working on the power play. What are you supposed to do? Only one goal to show for 17 chances. Not very good.
Joel Quenneville talked about they have to get the puck deep. The Rangers are doing a good job standing at the blue line. They have to get it in deep, get some forechecking going, and get set up.
So far, it's been Quebec controlling. We are nearing the 3-minute mark of the first period. And Messier is cruising in on the puck. He's getting in there. Oh, and a big save by Thibault. Verbeek was in front of the net, and Messier was in low gear going in there. Driving for the net. Hey, was set up. Thibault with a big save. Now Young shoots. He didn't get much of it and missed the net by 3 feet. Young centered it. Verbeek fell. And a penalty coming up against Quebec. It's the first penalty of the game.
It's against Pat Verbeek. I know you thought it was Mike Ricci, Bob, but it was Pat Verbeek who had a hold of Ricci's stick.
You know what? The crowd did too. They were waiting to get on Fraser, and they jumped right on him. Rangers had control of the puck.
You know, Bob, and all the Andy Van Hellemond business, and we'll see it here now. Harry Fraser's name has come up because of an incident back in the 80s when he disallowed a goal. The Nordiques thought they had scored in Montreal in a key game and a key playoff series. And they're reviving all of those memories here in Quebec right now. The past injustices, they say, done to the Quebec team. And Fraser was the biggest of all until the one the other night of Andy Van Hellemond.
All right, talking about the Quebec power play, here it is. First penalty of the game against the Rangers, Verbeek. Quebec will have to come back to pick it up. Kovalenko turning back again away from Larmer. Larmer and Messier. Talk about not scoring in the power play. You have to give credit to the Rangers, too. Their penalty killing, obviously, has been fantastic.
There's another example. That time, at least, they tried to shoot it in. Instead, they shot it in the crowd. The Quebec, Peter Forsberg played a very strong first period in Game 4, but then he disappeared, and he has to be the guy. Here's the penalty, Pat Verbeek and Ricci. Who has a hold of whom in this play? Pat Verbeek ends up taking the interference penalty. The pass comes out to Ricci, and Verbeek had him all tied up.
Minute 35 left in the penalty. Quebec from the power play, led by Sakic to shoot it in. Karpatsev doesn't get it by Krupp at the blue line. Krupp had a chance to move in, but it was cleared away. Sakic comes back. Farmer chased him. Kovalev was in there for checking for New York. They are very aggressive killing penalties. And there's an example. Shot ahead. Rangers will clear it down the ice again. 1 minute left in the penalty. No score, first period. Messier is dangerous, watching Sakic. So Sakic went in behind the net to try to shake Messier. Comes to center. Nice pass through the middle to Clark. He was hauled down. And the puck all the way down the ice. Laukkonen failed to stop it at the blue line. And here he is, number 22, Laukkonen. 35 seconds left in the penalty. And no score. First period. Quebec would love the first one. LeFay comes over center. A little bit of room for him, but he decided to shoot it in. It's in the mesh. Came off Richter. Knocked loose by Ricci. Quebec in after it. Back of the net. Young to the corner. And to leave it there for Ricci. He tried to come out. Now Young. Sharp angle. Coming to the net. Wanted to shoot it. Gets it again. Took it on the backhand. Had to hurry the pass. Centered! Ricci scores! Ricci was right in front of the net. And it's a power play goal for sure. The Nordiques do get the first goal.
Perfect play, power play setup. In front for Ricci, and he has two cracks. He doesn't waste his time. He stands in, he takes the hit, and he beats Mike Richter. Perfect backhand pass down low to Ricci, and Ricci knows he's going to get punished. He takes the first shot and he hangs in. He's hit by Graves, still able to bang it by Mike Richter.
4:53 the time of the goal by Mike Ricci.
And it's not a power play goal, Bob. We don't have the clock here. Half the clock is working and half isn't. From our net cam, Ricci hangs in, gets the first shot, and then the second one to beat Mike Richter.
John, there are people out there who probably think you and I can't tell time. Well, we can't. The portion of the clock facing our broadcast booth is not working to start this game. We do have a monitor, however, with another part of the clock that is working at our disposal.
The goal came 3 seconds after the penalty had expired.
Now, why are we going upstairs on this one?
Well, the net came off. I don't know if that's why. Adam Graves, I believe it was there and fell into the post, but the puck was surely in by the look of it. Oh, it's the clock that they're checking on. They want us to be able to tell time, John.
Yes, it's definitely in before that net is off from Adam Graves.
I had the crowd here a little nervous, wondering if in fact it was because the net came off that the check was being made. As Dick mentioned, we do not have a penalty time clock now, nor do we have time left in the period on the big clock at center ice. Sure, they'll do some work on that before long.
It's an antiquated clock, much like this building. You go to the Madison Square Garden, they have the honeymooners on, they've got Rocky Balboa on, and here is the basic time, and they can't even make that work there.
Ricci gets the goal at 4:53, even strength goal. Great pass by Clark, set him up. Nedved tried to go in and didn't get too far, and I think there's going to be a penalty against the Nordiques. Nedved knocked down, and a penalty coming up. Power play, New York, when we come back.
At the very instant, Kerry Fraser was on the phone to video replay at Quebec. Andy Van Helleman was on the phone in Philadelphia. Rod Brindamore's shot is stopped by Hasek, but behind the goal line, and it counts. Brindamore from Lindros and Semenoff, a power play goal at 4:30.
Last night, late in our telecast out of Toronto, Harry Neal was wondering about the mentality of people who throw things on the ice at hockey games. That was late in the game in Toronto. Well, Harry, if you're watching this one, you can question that, ask that question early in this game. They've already thrown stuff on the ice, and we have a delay, and there's the reason for the penalty call against Adam Foote, John.
No doubt about that one. Adam Foote chopped at Nedved, came from left field, and takes a slashing penalty.
And we have a bunch of stuff thrown on the ice, including somebody's liquid refreshment that's frozen there. They're trying to scrape it up and get this game going.
And not much security around this building, Dick. I thought there'd be a little more with the possibility that this could be the last NHL game here.
Rangers, of course, leading the series 3-1. They'd love to wrap it up today. They'd have like a week off.
They would have a week
Yeah,
off
exactly.
until next Sunday. Bob, you called it a power play goal, and I'm sure Mark Crawford would look on it as a power play goal because the player hadn't got involved in it yet. 3 seconds, hadn't got into the play. They had the man advantage, made a perfect play.
Verbeek gets it back to Leach. Rangers power play now. Zubov had to shoot it to the corner. Verbeek is in there. Gave it to Messier. He knows Leach is back at the line. Leach is coming to help, and he made a bad move. Young, can he catch up there? No. Good play by Zubov to beat him to it. Now then, Verbeek and Messier get it in. Nordiques do not clear the zone. Leach stopped it at the blue line to Zubov. Zubov into the corner. That's Graves back to the net, and Messier on the boards. Messier coming back to the line himself. Now room to shoot it, and he missed, but not by much. Dunked by Leach, and rolls all the way down to Richter, who's out of the net. 1:15 left in the penalty. 1-0. Quebec on top of the Rangers. Here in Game 5. Leach and Messier. He takes a bump. Gets loose again. Thibault, juggle that. Nearly went behind him. Back to the line to Zubov. Messier on the puck. Near the line. Onside. Barely. Leach pounded by Nolan. It gets out. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Messier again. And he's rubbed out again along the boards. Stays on his feet though. Gets the puck loose. Big Louis Krupp is out of now. And the captain goes down on the puck. Gets back up. Fighting hard is Mark Messier, number 11. Here he is again. Back to Zubov. Shooting. That's blocked. Loose puck in front of Thibault. Messier scores. What a shift by Mark Messier, and he ties the game.
You know, I'll tell you what this goal does. It wipes out a big argument. Messier thought the puck was in when Thibault juggled it. And he raised his arms and he went after the referee. The play kept going. Messier scores. Doesn't matter.
What a play by Adam Graves and Leach in front. Graves and Leach tie everybody up, and the puck goes to Mark Messier. He has no problems. 3 Nordiques go to Leach and Graves. Pat Verbeek is there. And the Nordiques take a man, and Mark Messier is wide open and doesn't miss an empty net.
Well, he was knocked down in the corner, got back up, and was knocked down a second time, and then charges the net from the scramble, as you say, John. And there's Thibault trying to get back up, but too late. It's tied. 1-1. Messier, and the time of the goal, 6:51. That was a power play goal by the Rangers.
Now we got Kerry Fraser again over at the penalty timer. I think it's still perhaps in connection with that part of the clock that's not functioning. He'll keep checking on that, I suppose.
So, 1-1 tie in this first period. And we are coming up to the 7-minute mark. Masson back in his own zone, had the puck hit him. Deadmarsh picked it up. It is cleared back to center ice. Kevin Lowe. Fired in by Kyprios. Laukkonen for Quebec. Laukkonen bumped in behind the net by Kyprios. The Nordiques on the move to shoot it in for Deadmarsh, and he overskates it. Foot fired it into him, back to the goal. He couldn't pass it out front. Stand on it. Arpatsev fired one away, and we're getting Kerry Fraser on the play again, and yet another penalty being called.
Everything I have,
For interference, the Ranger penalty here at 7:30.
Good pressure as the Nordiques shoot it in and scramble, and Kevin Lowe takes Corbet down in front of the net. And the interference. Jani Laukkonen is a good offensive player, and the Rangers know he can be intimidated if you hit him. He's behind the net, he makes the pass, and there's the finish check by Nick Kyprios. Good solid shoulders.
And Laukkonen went right to the players' bench as soon as he got up, left the scene.
Interference penalty against Lowe of the Rangers. Nordiques, their second power play. They did not score in the first one. 3 seconds after power play is over. They got their first goal. 1-1 is the score. Krupp to center. Blasts it in. Leach, the first one back. Couldn't handle it cleanly though. Ripped on the boards and Krupp moving in, but not in time, and the Rangers send the Nordiques back. Messier and Graves go off. Larmer comes on with Kovalev. Penalty killers up front for New York. As Scott Young shoots the puck crossing center. Nordiques are on it inside the Ranger line. And it's Ricci feeding it in for Young. Young has caught right in front. Richter comes up with a big stop on Wendell Clark and Clark. Chasing Leach. It's fired on the boards and not out. Sakic kept it in. Young in the corner. Leach took it away from him. Puck is loose again. Clark to Ricci. Has it on a skate. Clark trying to knock it loose now. And does. However, it's the Rangers. Jay Wells and Krupp stopped it at the blue line. In for Young, and here's Clark. He gave it away. Rangers couldn't take advantage. Krupp shoots. That is blocked in front of the net. Kovalev trying to lift one out. Gets it over the line. And Huey Krupp waiting now with the Nordiques making one or two changes. Kovalev sending Messier in. Messier got across the line and then was caught by Forsberg. Falconen finds a little room to skate out with it. Up to Kovalenko. Off his stick and in for Zubov. Karpatsev hit his man. Rangers dumped in there. Forsberg's pass. Sakic shot. That's high on the glass. Forsberg again. Put it back in the net for Nolan to Forsberg. Passing it around. Forsberg coming for the net. Backing off again. In the slot. Sakic. Here's a chance. Right in front. Kovalenko. And his shot is blocked by Karpatsev. Kevin Lowe on the ice again. Shoots it into the Quebec zone. Coming up to the halfway mark of the first period. 1-1. Will be an icing call. The Rangers back to pick it up. On the Messier goal, give Graves and Zubov assists at 6:51.
What a save by Mike Richter on Owen Nolan as the Nordique power play. Throws it around. Nolan is a right-hand shot. Has a chance, and Richter, that good flexibility and extension, gets the right leg over to make the save. Could this have gone in? I think so. Picked off by Mike Richter.
Great save. Bassett on the draw against Nedved of the Rangers, and they will not last, I do not believe. Maybe so. Randy Mitten held it up for a while, allowed them to square again. They did. And Lefebvre takes it around the net. Deadmarsh is stopped by Lowe near the blue line. Allowing Matteau to shoot it in deep. Matteau gets in front of the net. The pass intercepted by Lefebvre. Out for Deadmarsh. Up over the Ranger line. Trying to beat Lowe. Got it in front and Nedved got back. Dermott bumped him. And the puck was lifted high over the glass. We go now to Toronto. Broadcast Center and Ron McLean.
Thanks, Bob. The only Western game being played today, Dallas and Detroit. The Red Wings looking to sweep, but it's Dallas on the board first. Dean Evison behind. Mike Vernon thinks he's coming around, but he feeds it back to Greg Adams. Paul Cavallini also drew an assist, and the Stars lead 1-0 in the first.
Kelly Rudy talked about weathering the storm, and the Rangers have done that. Coley Campbell's team has played a very conservative but very solid game. Nothing too fancy. Try to get the crowd out of it, and hope your special teams come through.
10:15 gone in the first period. We are tied 1-1. Leach shoots it on the boards on the other side, and it gets out and all the way down inside the Quebec line for Adam Foote. Ian Lecision. Cross ice pass. Nobody knocked it down though. And a lot of open ice in front of people when he did that. Lecision again.